the idea of embedded journalism or embedded journalists has been with us for some time now. You know, sometimes, particularly during war, the border between journalism and propaganda and disinformation isn't always clear. There wouldn't seem to me that there's much room for objectivity in a tank. So in view of that, I'm just wondering if the panel have any view on the Council's recent decision to sanction German bloggers Thomas Röper and Alina Lipp, and a Turkish media outlet, AFA Media, and its founder, Hüseyin Doğru. I'm just wondering, I appreciate why it's being done. They're not necessarily outlets that I would turn to for information. But is there a danger that we emulate what we seek to counter when we take such measures? If we're, you know, because I would at least for years have expected measures sanctioning journalists or people who claim to be journalists but they are not is something that one might associate more with Russia than with the European Union.
Thank you, Mr. McNamara. Could you be more specific on as to the other speakers? You addressed your question.
Well, I think we've already heard from Mr. Martos and or Ms. Rodina, whichever of them would like to answer the question. Or do they think that the line is sufficiently clear for us to determine these are journalists, these are propagandists, never the twain shall meet, and we're going to ban the latter?
Je pense que, personnellement, et je ne parle pas au nom de la plateforme, je suis seulement...
Well, personally, I'm not speaking on behalf of the platform. I'm the coordinator, so I'm speaking on my own behalf. I would tend to have a prejudice in favor of freedom of expression. If you look at the American situation, you've got the First Amendment, and I disagree with the absolutist interpretation of that First Amendment, but I would always privilege the need to support the broadest possible freedom of expression to the limit where it goes across certain red lines. And the red lines are set out in European legislation, the European Convention of Human Rights. The sentences of the European Court of Human Rights provide a very clear compass, which is very precious in today's debate. They state that we need to regulate discourse that incites violence or hatred. Hate speech is a crime in most European countries, and at the same time, there needs to be expression of the largest possible range of points of view, even where certain sectors of the population or the public authorities may feel upset by that information. So that doesn't place it just in the framework of the European Union, but the broader framework of the Council of Europe. That's the organization I'm working for. In that broader context of the Council of Europe, the European Convention of Human Rights and the European Court of Human Rights provide you with a compass to try and respond to the kind of concerns that my colleague Oliver raised. The difficult thing is to properly calibrate that dilemma. It's a very complex one, where we have to balance protection of the right to freedom of expression with the protection of parts of the population who could be victims of certain forms of expression. Democracy has the duty to protect them. Thank you.
Rodina, briefly, please.
I will briefly add, I agree with my colleagues, what has been just said. I would just like to add that, yes, I agree that it is a very slippery slope. Once you start banning certain content, you can get to censorship pretty fast. So the ways in which you can address the issue of disinformation is promoting media literacy, providing information to general public, to the readers, to the users of content, what is opinion, what is news, what is investigative journalism. Then support fact checkers, journalists, investigative journalists who are producing quality content and who are checking facts and who are sticking to the actual truth. And this complex of measures would help confront disinformation and harmful content, not banning it. Thank you.
Thank you.